There are 8 bear species alive today. Some are massive tanks. Some are sneaky forest ninjas. And then there's one that I honestly still don't know how it exists. This is going to be a 2-part series where we break down 4 bears an episode. And we're going to give them a power card, ranking them on 5 different categories. Strength, pure muscle and bite force. Survival skills, how well are they adapted to their environments? Ferocity, how aggressive and straight up terrifying are they? Their diet, how versatile and effective their eating habits are. And the last one, danger to humans, how much of a threat do they actually pose to us? Each category will be scored out of 10 for a max total of 50 points a bear. I'm going to go over a bit about each bear and their stats. Then at the end of each segment, we're going to give them their power card ranking. We're going to cover 4 this episode and 4 next episode. And at the end of the second one, we'll have a conclusion on which bear is best. Now let's kick off this bear series with the most common bear in the world, the American black bear. These guys live across North America, from the deep forest of the United States and into Canada, all the way down into Mexico. If you've been in the woods, you've probably been closer to one than you think. But don't let the name fool you, because they are not always black. They come in all sorts of colors: black, brown, cinnamon, blonde, even white. These white ones are called a spirit bear. They're really cool. Black bears are smaller than brown bears, but man, they can climb a tree like a squirrel. It's really amazing how they can do that. Adult males typically weigh between 200 to 600 pounds. They are considered to be the 3rd largest bear in the world. Not as massive as a brown bear or a polar bear, but still more than enough to ruin your picnic. And black bears are survivors. They'll hibernate through the winter, forage across massive ranges, and are able to adapt in almost any environment. Forests, mountains, swamps, deserts, even the edges of cities. They might be the most adaptable bear. And their diet, total omnivores. They will eat plants, insects, fish, meat, roadkill, and even garbage. If something has calories, they will eat it. That's what makes them so successful. They are not picky eaters, but they are very opportunistic. Black bears don't go looking for a fight, but if they're cornered, injured, or protecting cubs, they can absolutely throw down. And black bears usually want nothing to do with people. But when they do attack, especially in a predatory case, it can be deadly. Black bears are not the most dangerous bear, but they are not teddy bears either. So let's put up the scorecard now. As you can see, they rank very high in adaptability and diet. And we're going to give the American black bear a 36 out of 50. This was a strong way to start off the lineup, I think. Our next bear is the sun bear, also known as the honey bear. Sounds really sweet, right? Yeah, just wait. They are considered to be the smallest bear species in the world, and also one of the weirdest. They live in the tropical jungles of Southeast Asia, including Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Myanmar. And if you live there, you probably won't be seeing one in the wild. They spend most of their time staying hidden in the shadows. And yes, I promise you, this is a bear, not a person. Adult males typically weigh between 60 to 150 pounds, standing under 3 feet at the shoulder. But do not let their size fool you. And when it comes to climbing, they're like little jungle ninjas. Sun bears sleep and forage in the trees. They use those massive claws for climbing. They are built for vertical living, and they can vanish into the canopy like a ghost. While they are the smallest bear, they are freakishly strong. They have very powerful jaws and claws. They can tear through wood and bite through bone. No hibernation for them as they live year-round in tropical forests. However, humans and deforestation is taking a toll on their habitats. They will eat about anything, but they especially love ants and termites. And they get the ants and termites with this long-ass tongue that can reach up to 18 inches. That tongue is designed for deep jungle slurpage. Some bears do have short tempers. They'll fight dirty and go right for the face. You do not want to be on the bad end of this tongue. Encounters with humans are rare, but when they do happen, it could be bad. They have definitely mauled people before. They're not going to hunt you, but if you surprise one, it's going to have a full-blown freak out. With all that being said, let's show the sun bear's power card. Feels like it's a really good mid-card type bear. Nothing too low in our statistics, but nothing really high either. So the sun bear gets a 30 out of 50. But we're going to take a quick bear break, and we are going to go look at Dave's power card. This is Dave, co-host of Force of Nature podcast. And looking at his power card, he has all 10s. He's just perfect. And now he's going to tell us a little bit about our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by...
When moving through life, sometimes it all feels like a blur. We get caught up moving fast, just driving through, stuck on autopilot with tunnel vision, trying to escape the storms and torrents of society. Once in a while, I want you to get your head out of the clouds, climb above it all, take a breath. You just might find what really matters.
Wow! Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Visit of Vista. Now moving on to our next bear. This bear is the one I bet you know least about. This is the spectacled bear. They are the only bear species that live in South America. They roam high in the Andes Mountains, from Venezuela, Colombia, down to Peru, Bolivia, and even Argentina, often living at an altitude over 10,000 feet. They're elusive and shy and built for the high altitude living. You know Paddington, the famous bear? He was a spectacled bear. Spectacled bears are excellent climbers. They build nests in trees and sleep up high where they are the most comfortable. I think I accidentally put down all the best climbers on this episode on accident. Males typically weigh a little over 300 pounds. They're not the biggest bear out there, but they have that mountain-adapted frame, so lean, solid, and built to climb steep terrain. They're not a tank, but they're also not weak. They're very good at adapting. They can live in cloud forests, grasslands, and rocky slopes. Flexible, low profile, and built for the high life. They're mostly herbivores, with 95% of their diet being plant life. But if they want, they will go for insects, rodents, or even some livestock if they need to. They are very calm and cautious, only getting defensive if they absolutely need to protect their cubs. It's not a rage machine, and it doesn't have to be. And when it comes to danger to humans, they are going to rank very low. There is only one recorded human fatality from a spectacled bear, and it was because the bear fell on top of a guy after it got shot. So let's take a look at the spectacled bear's power card. While they do have a really high survival skills and diet rating, all the other categories are pretty low. So we are giving the spectacled bear a 26 out of 50. He just wants to be a peaceful survivor up in the clouds. Now let's move on to our next and final bear of the episode. And we are getting into heavy hitter territory right now, because we are talking about the brown bear. The brown bear is the most widespread bear species in the world. You can find them in Montana, Alaska, Canada, across Europe, and deep into Russia, and even into the Himalayas. And when it comes to size, they are on the larger side. You know it's a brown bear when they have that big hump on their shoulder. And I just want to mention that a grizzly bear is a subspecies of brown bear. Adult males can weigh anywhere from 600 to over 1,200 pounds. They've got the size and they've got the weaponry. They're not just big, but they have claws like knives and an overpowered bite force, along with an incredible nose. Size-wise, these bears can flip boulders. They can even break a moose's back with one swipe. You do not want to be anywhere near a brown bear when it is having a bad day. They have a very large distribution, so that means that they thrive in tons of different environments. Forests, tundras, grasslands, they can even be near cities. They hibernate through winters, have large territories, and can adapt to nearly any climate across multiple continents. Brown bears are true omnivores. They eat berries, plants, salmon, elk, insects, and anything else they can. And a lot of it depends on their environment where they live. Kodiak bears will specialize in eating salmon. Bears in Montana will specialize in eating berries. It all just depends. Brown bears are aggressive and territorial. Doesn't matter if you're another brown bear or prey, they can be one of the most ferocious animals on the planet if they want to. With their size and weaponry, I don't know if there's an animal they could not take. So when it comes to danger to humans, they're going to be up there. Because when it comes to fatal bear attacks, brown bears top the charts. They'll usually avoid you, but surprise one or get in between mama bear and her cubs, you're gonna have a bad time. They have killed people across North America and Eurasia. This is one of the few bears where you probably won't survive the encounter. So with all that, let's now go to the brown bear power card. They are gonna rank high on literally everything. Strength 10, survival skills, diet, ferocity, we're gonna give them 9. Danger to humans, also a 9. With all that, a brown bear is gonna get a score of 46 out of 50. Is the brown bear the best bear? Well, we don't know yet, but right now it is the bear to beat. So that's 4 bears down and 4 more to go. The brown bear is sitting up top. It has by far the highest score, and we still have 4 more bears to go. We have the Asiatic black bear, the sloth bear, another possible contender for best bear, the polar bear, and then of course we got the panda. What do you think? Do you think any bear can beat the brown bear for best bear? Let me know what you think. Drop your prediction in the comments. We will find out which bear is best in the next episode. There are 8 species of bears in the world today. This is part 2 of 2. And at the end of this episode, we will have a conclusion on which bear is best. Can any of them beat the brown bear? Let's find out. Yes, I did get a haircut and a brand new one of these shirts. And we're going to kick things off by looking at the sloth bear. Shaggy, twitchy, and unpredictable. Way more aggressive than it looks. And yes, despite the name, it is not a sloth. It's not even related to sloths. Early Europeans just thought it kind of looked like one because of its claws, and the name just stuck. It's honestly one of the worst naming jobs in the animal kingdom. Sloth bears are native to India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. They are built for a very specific lifestyle, digging up termites and slurping them up like a vacuum cleaner. They have really long claws for digging. They are missing their front teeth. All of their weaponry makes them perfect for digging into termite mounds and sucking them up by the thousands. They really are a vacuum cleaner, and their behavior is chaotic to say the least. They're mostly nocturnal, known for their sudden movements, weird vocalizations, and very short tempers. And when it comes to people, they do not play nice. Sloth bears actually rank second for most deadly attacks by a bear species. And it's not because they're hunting us, but because they freak out when they're startled, and they live in close proximity to a lot of people, especially in India. And they don't bluff charge, they explode and go straight for the head and the face. Going for the head and face seems to be a common theme with bears. One of the most infamous sloth bears on record was the sloth bear of Mysore. I hope I said that right. It was a rogue bear that mauled over 30 people. 12 of those were fatal. It was in southern India in the 1950s. This bear was so violent, it became infamous across the region. The one who finally stopped it was legendary hunter Kenneth Anderson. He tracked it down and put an end to the nightmare after a string of brutal encounters. Kenneth Anderson is cool, but my man is Jim Corbett. Ooh, I can't wait to talk about him sometime on the show. While the sloth bear might look like a confused hairy muppet, they have been known to even fend off tigers. I mean, check this out. It is literally fighting off a tiger. Their ferocity score is going to be really high. And with that, let's go to the sloth bear power card. Strength, we're going to give them a 6. Survival skills, we're going to give them a 7. Like I said, ferocity, they're going to get a 10. You do not want to mess with one of these guys. Diet, we're going to give them a 6. Danger to humans, they're going to get a solid 8. That gives a sloth bear a final score of 37 out of 50. That is not bad at all. They can be unpredictable and terrifying. And with their name being so bad, I was thinking maybe a better name would be the Fury Bear. That just came to me while I was filming. What do you think? Should the sloth bear be named the Fury Bear instead? I think so. And now, moving on to our next bear. I'm talking about the Asiatic black bear, sometimes referred to as the moon bear, due to that white crescent mark on their chests, which makes it difficult because sometimes sloth bears have that. Sloth bears are shaggier, which kind of helps, but sometimes they can get confused. They are found throughout Asia, from Iran to the Himalayas to China, Korea, Japan, and far eastern Russia. They have quite a large habitat range, pretty similar to an American black bear. And just like an American black bear, they are smaller than the brown bear, but also very adaptable. And while both are excellent climbers, the Asiatic black bear might actually climb more often. It'll sleep in trees, store food up there, and be able to escape danger in a second. Adult males usually get around 200 to 450 pounds, but sometimes American black bears can get bigger. But behavior-wise, they are a lot more aggressive and unpredictable than American black bears, especially in parts of India and Japan for sure. They are omnivores, eating fruit, plants, insects, small animals, and carrion. They'll also raid crops and livestock, which brings them into conflict with humans. While American black bears typically try to avoid people, Asiatic black bears are more likely to stand their ground or attack if surprised. This is a pretty good example. In some parts of Asia, they've racked up more attacks on humans than brown bears. They may not be the largest, but the moon bear's combination of strength, survival skills, and territorial attitude makes them a contender. So let's see where they're at on the power card. Strength, we're going to give them a 6. Survival skills, they're going to get an 8. Ferocity, a 6. Diet, also an 8. And danger to humans is going to be a 7. That gives them a total of 35 out of 50. Just 1 point shy of its American cousin. I guess we found out which black bear is best. And we are moving on to probably the cutest of the bears. Let's talk about the panda bear, the black and white icon, the bamboo glutton, the poster child for how did evolution let this happen? Despite being classified as a bear, pandas are actually pretty bad at being bears. They're clumsy, slow, herbivorous, and they barely survive in the wild without a team of conservationists cheering them on. Like 99% of a panda's diet is bamboo, a low nutrient, hard to digest plant that offers almost no energy. So what do? Well, they just eat constantly. Some will eat up to 80 pounds of bamboo a day. And I am not exaggerating. That is what they need to survive. Ugh, evolution did so bad. They can do some bear things. They can climb, they can swim, and they do have powerful jaws. But when it comes to hunting or fighting, they're like, nah. And not just that, even reproduction is a challenge. The females are only fertile for just 2 or 3 days out of the year. And in captivity, I'm not making this up, sometimes zookeepers have them watch panda porn just to get them in the mood. I don't know why, but I think this photo is hilarious. But still, with all their evolutionary flaws, they are beloved worldwide. Pandas are a huge draw at zoos, often the star attraction. And because all pandas are technically owned by China, they are used as international diplomacy. If you're able to host a panda, you're probably on good terms with Beijing. They are even the face of global conservation and the literal face of the World Wildlife Fund. So with all that, let's go over their power card ranking. Strength, they're gonna get a 5. Survival skills, it's a 2. I don't know what else to say. Ferocity, they're too lazy to even reproduce. It's a 2. Diet, all they eat is bamboo. It's a 3. And danger to humans, it's gonna be a 2. The only time they've ever attacked someone is when somebody tries to jump in their enclosure and pet them. I decided that I'm going to do pandas a little bit of a favor here. Because they had no chance with our 5 categories, we are going to exchange one of the categories. We're going to scratch out survival skills, and in its place, we are going to put cuteness. And if we're ranking a panda on cuteness, it's getting a 10. You know what? Let's do them another favor. We're going to scratch out ferocity. And in its place, we're going to put global diplomacy. That gives them another 10, which brings them to a 32 out of 50. Wow, we are cheating a lot for them. Kind of like how they cheated evolution and surviving. Now, the panda was never going to be a contender, but for some reason, it is still a global superstar. Well, before we get to our final bear, first we're going to take it to this pool party maniac. This is Dave, co-host of Force of Nature podcast, and he's going to tell us a little bit about our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by...
Hey, can I ask you a question? Do you like pool parties?
No!
Well, welcome to the pool party. Pool parties are the perfect place to play with plenty of people. Oh, you sank my paddle ship. Don't get parched. Puree plenty of pina coladas at the pool party. Play pig with your peeps at the pool party. Ooh, plenty of plants to paste on your palate at the pool party. Make sure you pepper your pretty parties at the pool party. Ooh, patriotic pool parties are the best parties. Oh, poor Poppy the puppy wants to play at the pool party. Ah, now Poppy the puppy is playing at the pool party. Pool parties turn people into pals. Oh, where did everybody go? Rain is a pool party pooper.
Party responsibly. Parental supervision is prescribed at pool parties.
Wow, thank you, Dave. Thank you, pool parties. Now, let's move on to our 8th and final bear. And it is a serious contender to dethrone the brown bear. We have the largest land carnivore in the world, the polar bear. Native to the Arctic Circle, they roam the sea ice of Canada, Alaska, Greenland, Norway, and Russia. They don't just survive in this frozen wasteland, they dominate it. Polar bears are built for the cold environments. They can swim for miles across frigid seas and walk miles over shifting ice. They can endure temperatures that would kill most mammals. And the fur isn't actually white. Technically, it's translucent. And the skin underneath is black, which helps absorb heat from the sun. Man, it would look really weird to shave a polar bear. And polar bears are not omnivores like most other bears. They are on a straight-up carnivore diet. And they are stealth hunters by tracking seals by scent or sound, and can bust open ice several feet thick just to get to a seal. They'll wait for that seal to come up and get some air out of a hole, and with its snowshoe-like paws, grab it out of the water and pull it out. It's a real brutal ambush. Adult males typically weigh from 900 all the way up to 1,600 pounds. And that's typical. There have been bigger ones that have reached 2,000 pounds. They are strong enough to pull up a 500-pound seal out of the water. There are even reports of them as bringing up something as large as a beluga whale out of the water. To show off their size, here's a photo of me at the Hogle Zoo. You see, they're the biggest bear. And check out the video of a polar bear that I saw there. This thing was so freaking big. They've got endurance, intelligence, and raw power. However, their future is melting beneath them. With climate change shrinking the sea ice, polar bears are traveling farther, starving longer, and showing up in more human developments than they ever have been. Unfortunately, because of this, they're going to take a hit on survival skills. Now, encounters with humans are becoming more common and more dangerous. While attacks are very rare, they're often fatal when they happen. Now, how does the saying go? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night. I know in pop culture they're presented as being really cute, but do not go asking one for a Coke. I promise they don't have one. Polar bears are calculating, and if it decides it wants to hunt you, there's probably no escape. Now let's officially go over the polar bear's power card. Strength. If you can pull a beluga whale out of the water, you're gonna get a 10. Survival skills, we're gonna give them a 7. Ferocity, we're definitely giving them a 9. Diet, they are completely carnivorous, so they are going to get a 7. Now, danger to humans, we are going to give them an 8. That gives the total score for a polar bear a 41 out of 50. And now, with all 8 bear species power cards being revealed, let's see the winner. And the official Force of Nature best bear is the brown bear, with a 46 out of 50. Yay! Now, there might be some of you that was wondering why the polar bear wasn't the best bear. Let me explain. When it comes to strength and ferocity, the brown bear and polar bear are equal. But the brown bear pulls ahead in survival skills with its versatility, being able to thrive in forests, mountains, tundra, and coastlines, while polar bears only live in the Arctic regions. And unfortunately, that is shrinking due to climate change. Then for diet, a brown bear will eat anything from berries to bison, while polar bears are straight up carnivores. They're excellent at being carnivores, but sometimes a salad is good for you. Now, when it comes to danger to humans, it's interesting. Yes, polar bears are more likely to be predatory, but they live in places with very few people around. And brown bears have a higher attack rate on people because they live closer to us. The polar bear is an ice specialist, while the brown bear is an all-terrain generalist. That is why the brown bear wins best bear for now. Because believe it or not, brown bears and polar bears can interbreed in the wild. These are rare hybrids called Pizzly bears or growler bears. I like them both. Which one do you like better? Since 2006, there have been 8 confirmed documented cases of interbreeding between the two. They are real and they can survive in the wild. With climate change pushing species towards each other, who knows what will happen? Maybe one day the Pizzly or growler bear will become best bear. That was a lot of information. 8 bears, 2 episodes. Let's do a final recap for the power card ranking. And the panda bear with a 32 out of 50. And that's with a lot of cheating. Then the spectacled bear with a 26. The sun bear with a 30. The Asiatic black bear with a 35. The American black bear with a 36. The sloth bear with a 37. The runner-up polar bear with a 41 out of 50. And the best bear, the brown bear with a 46 out of 50. And just like that, the brown bear wins the title of best bear. It's powerful, adaptable, dangerous, and almost impossible to beat with those 5 categories. But don't sleep on the 7 others. Every bear here is a survivor. All of them play a crucial role in their environments, and they all deserve our respect. Now, do you agree with the rankings? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what your favorite species of bear is. And if you want more long-form content, go ahead and check out Force of Nature podcast. We have over 130 episodes. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Matthew D. Hamilton, and remember, nature is random and chaotic.